Back at it, Adam Deal, Charles. Actually, I know you want to talk about bracketology, Charles. You're going to have to wait, put the brakes on
Everyone
that,
does.
my friend.
We
will talk about it here, though. But 3 and out, the very first thing, we've got to discuss it. Unfortunately, the Running Rebels come into New Mexico at the pit. Another loss at home for New Mexico. 6 straight, Charles. The Lobos sliding all over the place here. Never got it going. Early down, fought their way back in, actually took the lead in the first half, but the Running Rebels prevail. Side note here, Coach Craig Neal gets called for a technical for throwing a gummy worm on the floor. That's the truth. A gummy worm was thrown on the floor and he got a technical.
It was because of his body language. Yes, it was a gummy bear, but the way he emphatically threw down the
he deserved a technical. But why does he have a gummy worm on him?
Well, the type of season that's going on right now, you need some sweet things going on. You got to get some gum, some gummy bear, whatever, just keep him relaxed. Or maybe it's blood sugar. Who knows what's going on? Dave Rice got one and Dave Rice never gets a technical. So I don't know what Coach Rice said, but he received one. The referees were a little tech happy for a while. They were calling some fouls all over the place. It was a good 2-minute stretch where everything was a foul. So crazy game, but let's talk about the game itself.
Okay.
The reluctancy to shoot from a lot of these players, afraid to make a play, relying too much on Hugh to shoot just ridiculous jump shots because everyone else is scared to make a basket. A Jet was a bright light. He made some plays at the end or whatever towards the middle of the game. I think he finished with 14 points or whatnot. So a career high for him, matter of fact. So a good game. But this is a Rebel team that could not knock down a three-pointer against, I believe, Boise State, and they came into the pit and knocked down 10 threes and were led by a freshman, Patrick McCall.
Their eyes were like this, throwing up a three-pointer, and it was going down. Well, that all being said, New Mexico kind of lacks any kind of hunger. You could tell that they've been deflated through this losing streak, and their response isn't good. I don't think you like the response. I keep saying the same thing. Almost what I said about the football season, Charles, is this just isn't the year talent-wise. The kids that are growing up are going to be good. What we got coming in, I think, are good. Nobody wants to hear that, though. Everybody kind of wants a blame now. Things have to change now type society. I think New Mexico's been spoiled a little bit with the winning as far as the Mountain West Conference tournament or the regular season outright tournament with Coach Alford. Last year we lost a lot of players. I don't think people understand how much of our team we actually lost. It's difficult, and it's just getting worse, right? You pile on these losses, and it's getting worse. Frustrating as a Lobo fan, I can tell you that, Charles. You know that. But at the same time, I think I understand the bigger picture. People want Craig Neal's job. People want the Lobos to be a national powerhouse. I want $1 million. I'm just saying, come on.
Yeah.
I think people just need to cool it.
I think a lot of times, I'm going to say I know. People don't realize, okay, so you lose Tony Snell early. So you're losing people early because when you have a successful program, people want your players. So you lose a Snell. Now you have Kirk leaving early, and then Barstow and Williams graduating or whatnot. So you have all these guys, these pieces, these really not just role players, players who made plays, all leave pretty much at the same time frame. You're left with Greenwood, who's a great leader, a great glue guy. He's going to do whatever it takes to win games. But the supporting cast are a bunch of players who we've never seen play or had limited roles within those teams that were winning in the prior years. So it takes time to get adjusted to this game. And, yeah, I know it sounds like excuses, but it's the truth of the matter. Sometimes fans need to sit back and look at the truth like, wow, you know what? This is going to be a rebuilding year. Let's rebuild. Let's find the positives and move forward. Find the positives and move forward. That's all you have to do is build upon so you have a successful season next year.
How much pressure now is Craig Neal going to be feeling? I mean, it's already starting, and these are the same fans.
We're the land of overreaction.
That begged for Craig Neal to succeed Coach Alford. So I'm just saying, one bad year and it all comes down.
You know what? Someone gave me a great analogy with that. They said, we're the land of overreaction, but we made a decision after Alford broke our heart. We made an emotional decision, and now we're sitting there thinking, trying to reflect and say, oh, wait a minute. Maybe we're too emotional. We should have waited or whatnot. So you have the faction of people who think, oh, now we got to rebuild, get rid of him. Then you have the people who know basketball. Give him time, build up his program. They'll be just fine.
Craig Neal will rebound. I believe that.
They'll be just fine. Okay.
Let's move on. Preps hoops recap.
Big recap too, man.
Yes, some monster games throughout the week. We mentioned a couple of them, right? St. Pius beating Grants, and of course, Cleveland clinching District 1 6A, the very best district in the state. Charles, we'll talk about in bracketology, but if you have the best record in the state, you win the best district in the state, maybe you should be seeded #1.
Hey, that's kind of how I look at it too. So I know Hobbs fans do not want to hear that,
No,
but
they
it's
don't.
the truth.
I know for a fact they don't want to hear that because they just had another big win against Carlsbad. They're 2-3 against Carlsbad this season. They'll probably play them again. Actually, I'm just going to say they will play them one more time. This time they're going to have to go back to Tasker Arena, isn't it? Isn't it? They got to get through the mighty Alamogordo and Clovis this year. But Hobbs is obviously making their case for #1. They've been ranked #1 all season long. They have technically the best record because they played one more game than Cleveland this season. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. We'll show you where we have them in bracketology. You can see where we're leaning. What a big win for Rio Grande against Valley.
Yes.
We mentioned this was huge, Charles, because they jump Atrisco Heritage in the district standings, meaning they have to be seated above Atrisco Heritage. So a great job again by Sean Jimenez and this Rio Grande team. What a monster win. I don't know how else to say it.
Big time
This is huge.
win. And I know we're harping on it. I'm just trying to give insight. And you and I go to a lot of the games. We get to see a lot of these teams that most people don't have a chance to. This Rio Grande team is legit. Like, they had some guys that were out earlier. They had some gelling issues. They had some discipline issues. But right now, they are clicking. They have 3 post players that can bang with anyone out here. One who's crazy athletic, dunking on people. You have Brooks knocking shots down. Oh, yeah, and Cole Moore, probably one of the better wings out here that no one's talking about, averaging about 18 points.
These guys are going to be a little bit dangerous, and they're going to get a better seed. I know Coach Adrian Ortega is a little bit nervous.
Yes, has to be. Has to be. District 5
Let me ask you, was Valley sleeping on this game? Because, I mean, if Rio Grande goes in to Valley and wins, were they sleeping a little bit? Or no, excuse me, this was at Rio Grande. My apologies. This is at Rio Grande.
I had a few debates with people this week, and they're saying, oh, well, Valley, they have nothing to play for. But in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, you do, because your resume, albeit very strong, you have 9 losses on your resume. You have to win every game so you can get the best seed possible. So this loss could hurt their chances at that 4 or 5 seed that I thought that they had a chance to get. This could hurt them moving forward. So, but I don't know.
Well, they also have that non-conference or non-district loss against Sandia. That was a brutal loss. Even if starters are in or not, that's not going to be looked at, right? No. Hey, we're going to break it down for you. We're going to show you our bracketology when you return for 6A boys right here on uSports Central.